So I get, so I used to say every time, my mother used to say, it's like having a party, whatever it was, 21 times a week. But that was not on, I meant, it's not, it didn't seem that way because we didn't meet. We met in Islamorada, Florida, and at a yoga class, but we didn't meet online. We didn't see each other on Facebook or somebody else tell us that the person lives there. When we used to visit my parents, there were so many girls next door that someone would always babysit. Whatever the age of the next kid was, when their grandkids came to visit, they'd have one of the Marzano girls watch them. Very
That's
small
fun.
world.
Awesome. All right, we are recording, and it is now 8:48, giving folks just a few minutes to get in here. Martin was in here and then bopped out, and now he's back in, so that's good to see. Figured it out. And Miss Amy got here. Here comes Joyce and everyone else. Welcome and good morning. So good to see you all.
Good morning.
Jackie, are you alone or is Lou with you?
She's supposed to be coming.
Okay, have her wave when she comes in.
Okay, got it.
Martin, are you in
Yes.
the Keys? You got a sweatshirt on.
Yes,
Okay.
I am in the Keys, but it's chilly this morning.
Okay.
But I had trouble getting on with my phone.
I saw.
I'm in a dead spot here in this place I'm staying. So now I'm on their website, so I should be okay.
Good, good, awesome. I've done some phone Zoom calls this week. I don't care for it. The phone is so restrictive. And
Yeah,
you're used to having all of the options here of adjusting and making the call right for you. And on the
Yeah.
phone, it's a little tiny thing and it has to hide things other places. And I don't like it.
yeah.
So I'm
Well,
going to avoid it.
I'm in a dead spot besides, So as I say, this is everybody has problems here. So
Yeah.
Hey, Martin.
So let's
Yes.
I'm gonna segue from that, which is really cool, right into one of our tips and tricks because this applies in that situation. So you do have Wi-Fi though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So my suggestion, when you're at home, you said you have a dead zone, use Wi-Fi calling at home.
Okay.
If you don't, do you have a landline?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, well, you still have the landline, so not
Yeah.
so important, but if you decided to get rid of the landline, you can use Wi-Fi calling on your phone and not worry about the dead zone because I have zero cell service here in the mountains.
Yeah.
And so all
Okay.
my calls are Wi-Fi calling. Do you know how to
All
set
right.
that up?
Well, when I'm in Jersey, it's no problem. But down here, as I said, it goes abroad.
How are you?
Right, but that's something
Wait,
easily.
wait till she looks at you.
Hi, Lou.
Hi.
That's something that you can easily set up and easily turn off.
Okay.
You have
Yeah.
an iPhone, right?
Yes.
Do you know how to do that?
No.
Okay. So I don't have Scott's phone with me. It's in his hand, so I can't help you with that by looking at it directly, but I can guide you through it using you. So,
What do you want to do, Betsy? I'm sorry, I missed.
set up Wi-Fi calling on your iPhone.
Okay.
Well, wait a second.
It's in
Okay.
settings then.
Settings.
When I want
Settings?
to make a phone call, I just make a phone call. So
Right,
what?
but that's not what we're talking about.
Yeah, I
Martin
didn't-
lives in the Keys and
Yeah.
he's in a dead zone. So he can't
Okay.
use his cell phone.
Okay.
And so is Joyce, apparently. And so am I. So it's not uncommon to be somewhere where there isn't great cell service.
Okay.
But may I just add, the Wi-Fi here goes off and on all throughout the day for my computer.
You've got to be kidding me.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm in Key Largo, and it's very irritating, but I'll
Your
be
Wi-Fi
interested.
goes off and on in Key Largo.
Yes.
Okay.
What service do you have, Amy?
That's fucking
What Wi-Fi service do we have?
Vision.
Vision.
No.
Vision.
Not familiar with them.
Yeah, we're in all these condos and everybody's got this, but weird.
Have you
Yeah.
tried, have you driven plugs in the house or any kind of, sometimes it's through electric, like move it to another place in the house, just to try that, because
Okay,
we had them, when we used to have a physical box there, you know, that would always happen. We couldn't have it
Okay.
really right near the TV.
all right, but I don't want to take away from Martin. We're gonna get him using
Well,
my.
no, wait a minute, because I have a couple questions. Because it applies to everybody. So there isn't a soul in this room who hasn't had problems with their Wi-Fi, Amy. So you're
Okay.
not
We're talking
unique.
about-
Love you to
All right.
death, but you're not unique and neither are your problems.
Well, I don't like that. No, I'm teasing.
Did she tell us
So-
how to do it?
So the
What?
question, first of all, is does everybody in your condo area, your whatever neighborhood, have problems?
Good question. My husband working right next to me, his Wi-Fi doesn't go off at all.
That's
So.
Thomas, my Haitian, who's
Oh,
dropping off a lot.
he thinks it's my laptop
Okay.
because it's 20 years old. Dr. Jarvis.
Okay.
I could do it.
That could be very true. That could be
I
very
don't-
true.
I don't
Because-
like it when he's right. Don't say that.
Hi, Jeff. So, so a couple of thoughts. If you are having these kinds of problems anywhere you go, you could be, you know, traveling, you could be at somebody else's house, you could be in a hotel or a resort, and you may be having these problems. So first question is it my device? So yay, Jeff, he gets a gold star for questioning because he knew he had insider information that it's a 20-year-old laptop. Okay, so do you update your laptop all the time? That would be my first question. And on a 20-year-old device, oftentimes they don't have the hardware, the guts on the inside that can handle the capability of today's technology. Jeff, Amy needs a new laptop for for Valentine's Day.
He's been trying to give me one, but
One right here for.
when we get older, we don't want to change anything.
Oh,
Anybody?
it will blow your mind how wonderful it works if you get a new one. Please get a
I'm
new
so
one.
happy.
I
not only
apologize,
that-
Martin. We went from your problem over to mine. Let's go back to Martin. I'm feeling guilty.
All is
But-
forgiven.
But here's the thing. No, because I'm still talking to everybody.
Okay,
I love you,
Thank
but
you.
I'm talking to everybody. Because
Thank you.
they're going, yeah, absolutely. An old device is not going to be able to keep up with updates, which means it's also not going to be able to keep up with security, which puts you at risk. If it can't handle updates, it can't handle security to deal with today's hackers. So, real good reason to kind of, you can keep your paper calendar, but get off your 20-year-old laptop.
Oh, look at Medina. Okay, thank
You're
you.
young enough for your mind to handle it.
Thank you very much.
Speaking of paper calendars,
Ah,
we're just going to segue into this for a second. This is my my local electric co-op. We don't have Duke Energy, we have electric co-op. And this picture is for November.
oh,
And look at the photo credit.
look at it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Betsy.
So I'm more calendar girl than you today. This is at one of my favorite hiking places, Sunset,
Oh
over
That's
the mountains.
gorgeous.
So I
Wow.
was so thrilled. I got this envelope in the mail and I'm like, oh, they sent me a calendar. Nice. And I'm looking through it. I'm like, there's my picture that I submitted to the photo contest.
That's great.
Wow.
Very excited. Anyway, so old devices like that. Scott has an iPad that's super old, can't accept updates. He uses it as a reader. That's all it's really good for, you know. And the newer stuff doesn't look so radically different than what you're looking at on your phone, so there's not really going to be a big learning curve. Second reason why Wi-Fi might not work so good is an issue that you would have in the Keys with concrete buildings. You may need a repeater in your house, but since Jeff's sitting right next to you, that's not your problem. But for other folks, it may be their problem. Having lots of concrete block between your router or your modem and where your devices actually are. Just get a booster or a router, plug it in between where your office is, where you use your computer most, and where the actual modem is, and you will find a huge boost in consistency with your Wi-Fi. Not
Thank you.
And then the next thing that I would do is consider, so last question, because it's specific to your homeowners group. Do they also use the TV for this particular service?
Yes,
Interesting. And you said it's called Vision?
Vision, F as in Frank, ISION.
Vision. I've never heard of it. It's
Yeah.
bizarre that there would be this one little group that has this
Right.
one thing.
And yeah, there's like, what, 83 condos?
Yeah,
Again, we just rent here.
I was thinking, trying to.
Who's your
Sure.
sales provider?
Our cell provider is Verizon.
Okay. So, if it weren't, and it is, sounds like it probably is your device, but if it weren't your device, the other thing I would consider doing, because you have two places that you live, and I know that Avril was doing this when she was going back and forth between the Keys and California, is she would use her cell provider as her internet provider. So when she
Ah.
left the home in California, she would call Verizon or whoever it was. I think she had Verizon. She would call them or Xfinity or whoever, and they would stop the service at the house and start the service at the Keys house.
Oh,
So
okay.
that she wasn't paying for both. She was still paying the same amount, but
Yeah.
it would stop there. And so, who needs it when you're not living there? Start it there. And so she had the same great, reliable service in both places without paying double. So that's a possibility, but I think that take Jeff up on his offer for the laptop. All right,
Thank you.
Martin, with Wi-Fi calling. So the question then goes back to, because Amy said she didn't have good Wi-Fi. You go to your settings in your iPhone, and is it under phone, folks, or is it under Wi-Fi? I can't look at any
Yeah.
iOS devices, so a little bit closer, Kathy. It's not picking it up. Just talk to us. You're muted still.
Wi-Fi not connected.
Yeah, it's on my phone. It says Wi-Fi and it has my Wi-Fi, but I'm not sure what you're asking me to look for.
No, it's not connect. Let me go steal Scott's iPad. I can
Okay.
probably
No,
see it
that's-
on. You got it?
That's Betsy, on my
Yes.
phone, it's under settings, cellular.
Cellular.
Then under
Oh.
cellular, you page down and you see Wi-Fi calling.
Thank you. Thank you. That's where it is in an Android phone, just so
Oh.
that we're
Is that Wi-Fi assist? Is what you're talking about?
No, it
No.
actually says Wi-Fi calling.
Yeah.
Where
It's-
is that?
Okay,
I see.
I have a 13 and I go settings
Mhm.
and then cellular
Right,
and then page down a little bit
yeah.
and then it'll say Wi-Fi calling.
Mine does too. I have the same.
And mine is on.
And you
Mine-
can go to the top
Yeah,
and type
Wi-Fi.
it
I got
in.
Wi-Fi call.
I think
Mine-
people you forget that sometimes, that instead of just looking for it, you can go to the lines on top and start typing it
you
in
type
and
it
it'll
in
come
and
up.
search. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine
And
is
it-
off. No, I don't need it, right? I mean,
I'm
Okay.
yeah, nowadays I keep it on all the time, which doesn't seem to affect anything negatively. But in the past, when I lived in the Keys and had great cell service and it came up to the mountains occasionally, I would turn it off and on. So if you don't need it, you might as well turn it off. The
Okay.
nice thing is knowing where it is and knowing it's
Oh, yeah.
something for you, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
In an Android phone, under my settings, mine is under network and internet, I believe. Wait a minute, let me back up. I believe it's under network and internet. Wi-Fi, not wife. Not wife calling. Okay, so It is under, oh, mine's under Verizon that I have it turned on. So there's a setting for Verizon. And it's got Wi-Fi calling under Verizon. So it would be under, if you don't have Verizon as a thing, it's going to be under mobile. So in my phone, it's network and internet, and then it's got Verizon. And then it's going to be Wi-Fi calling there. But that's because I have Verizon. Jerry O'Cathy says, is there a new meeting ID? Jerry O'Cathy's trying to get in. Let me just email it to him. Give me just 1 second so I can give him this. Copy link. And send it to Jerry. All right. Hopefully that's that. So when you set up for the first time for Wi-Fi calling, you want to make sure that you enable location services because that is for 911. So when you are using a landline, your landline is already connected to the 911 system, right? Everybody's aware of that. You make a phone call, 911 knows where you are so that they can send emergency services quickly without you having to tell, or even if you can't tell, where you are. Same thing with a phone. You're going to make sure that you have location services enabled, and it's going to prompt you. It's going to say, allow location. Yes, because if you're using Wi-Fi calling and you make a 911 call, you want them to know where you are. So you have to enable that. So that's one extra little step that you might not think of. Joyce.
That's an interesting thing because I just checked. It let me check, and I'm thinking when I'm not here, it's still got this Key Largo address. So if you're
No.
traveling, you should update it, I guess.
No, it's location, which means
Mine
where
does-
you
mine
are.
just has update emergency address. Wi-Fi calling requires an address review, and then it gives you the address that they have.
That is your actual physical
Right.
location there.
Yeah, but I think I probably put it in at some point because there's a place to
Okay.
fill it in.
That may be so, but I believe that when you enable location, that's a moving target.
Yeah.
Because, for instance, when I enable location and I pinpoint someone specific to give it to, aka Scott, then he can open up Google Maps at any point in time and see where I am, which is really handy when he goes out hiking or mountain biking and I'm trying to find him.
Mhm.
You know, so it should be updating as you go, as you move around.
Okay.
But I think you do put in the home base because that's what's attached to your phone.
Right. Yeah.
But
Is it
good question.
dangerous to enable location? I mean, doesn't that let every advertiser in the world know where you are?
Nowadays, when you go to a website, you change the cookie settings.
Okay.
Yeah. Because that's required. They have to put that cookie disclaimer at the bottom now. And so please don't, unless you absolutely don't care about that particular company, I don't know, your doctor's office. That's a bad example. You're probably not going to your doctor's office online through your website, but you probably are going through a portal nowadays. Every doctor I know has a portal, a patient portal. And the first time you go in, you want to make sure that you disable targeting cookies, marketing and targeting. These days, you cannot disable the ones that actually they need to make it run. You can't shut those off because otherwise you wouldn't be able to get there. But with many, many companies, you have a lot of choice of what you can disable, and I disable everything because performance is one of them. Okay. If I'm not using the website for something very, very specific that I need, I don't know, to make sure a gaming website, for instance, if I were playing a very detailed game, and I can't even name one because I don't have anybody in my life that's into gaming anymore, but I'll make one up. Fortnite. I don't know anything about Fortnite. I know it's wildly popular. I assume it's going to be very intense in terms of the features it uses. So if I were to disable performance on the Fortnite gaming platform, then the Fortnite game wouldn't operate the way it would be fun to operate, right? It would operate badly. And so in something like that, I would want to say, yes, performance enable. But still, I'm going to say marketing, targeting, any kind of cookies that are going to try and sell me something from a third-party app, I'm going to say no. I also often will turn off statistics. A lot of them give you the choice of, do I keep statistics, we want to know how many people visit our website from this location or whatever. And you go, I'm not contributing to your market research. No, thank you. I don't have to. And if I can turn it off, I'll turn it off. So first time you visit a website, go in there and when they say we use cookies, agree or disagree, go in and take the time to look at it. It doesn't take that much time, especially if they have the toggle switches, and just make sure you turn off the ones that you can. And then the other ones you have to leave, so you go with. Kathy.
Quick question. I probably have clicked, accept cookies a million times until I started coming to this class. Is there a way to go back and look at that? I mean, I haven't done that yet. I mean, I'm still swimming upstream right now.
On your, when you go visit a website, they will have, generally it's way down at the bottom.
Okay.
They'll have their, I think they're going to call it privacy policy.
Okay.
I think they
and
call
go
it
there.
cookie policy. I think it's
Ah.
privacy. Let's,
Okay.
let's,
You don't have to. I'll look for it. I mean, I just was
well, I
like,
mean,
no
Kathy,
clue.
just like Amy, as unique and special as you are to me, you are not unique and special in your problems. And I'll bet that there's somebody else in this class that goes, what? What is she talking about? So, let's see. Let's go to Wayfair and see what Wayfair, just because it's a, shopping app. So we're going to go to the Wayfair website, and you can see this website, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then,
They
so
have good stuff, by the way. I've ordered from them. They have
Me
great
too.
stuff.
we're going to take a little side trip and go some shopping for home goods.
Me too.
Okay, so first pop-up that came up was enjoy 10% off. I'm going to close that because what they want is my, information so that they can send me more emails, and you want to get those off. And it's still going to be down here. Look at that. Want 10% off? They're still going to give it to me.
Yep.
All right, so now I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom of this and see if it offers it to me here. So advertise, investors, my account, return policy.
We saw
Ah,
privacy rights at the bottom.
All the
very
way
bottom.
all the way you see it on the bottom.
there we go. Oh my, it is way down there. And I got to get rid of that 10% off thing to look. All right, privacy policy, your rights and choices. No, it went to policy first because I landed on that. All right, let's just see. Go away there. Let's look and see.
Cookies. I see cookies.
Did you see it?
The
Cookie
monster.
policy. Second one on the left. Privacy policy. Yeah.
Okay, now it's going to tell me all about them. What I'm scrolling for is looking for the toggle switches. Necessary. How can you control? Here we go. And it's the other page. Privacy rights and choices. So we'll go to that. I'm going to close this. Privacy rights and choices. And I can read it. And here's my opt out. Okay. opt out for targeting. Turning the above toggle off will opt you out on this browser only. So while I'm in Chrome, which is my browser, it will turn it off. So if I were to then go in through Firefox or Microsoft Edge or Safari, it would not be off, right? Because it's just this browser. So I'm going to turn it off and then sign in to modify this setting. Turning the above toggle will opt you out of your logged in account. So I would have to log in. I would have to go up here and sign in and then log off on my account. Now let's go down on cookies and internet-based advertising. Oh, it didn't say anything about that. Just tell you about it. So, okay, I had one choice and I turned it off this browser, which is useful. And yes, it took some work, Kathy, sadly. So, you know, that's kind of the reason why you would, from this point forward, when you go to a new website, don't breeze through the cookie policy and go, forget it, I don't have time. You do, because it takes less than 30 seconds to click the toggle switches. Medina.
So once you, I mean, you taught us that, and I do that when I get a website. That's the first thing I do. So once you do that for a particular company, that'll stick for that company?
It should.
Okay.
It should. I notice, because I look at these all the time, that different companies handle these things differently. So, you know, some give you no choices.
Right.
Some go, we use cookies, take it or leave it. But the law says that you have to tell us that you're using cookies. So, you know, so the letter of the law was met. I told you. The choice part, not so much. You know, and if it's really a problem, then you go, well, I don't have to do business with you. I can go to Home Goods and buy stuff Wayfair if you won't let me opt out. And remember, you're, as a consumer, you drive, you know, an informed consumer drives what happens. So, you know, if enough people got upset that I'm just using Wayfair because we were looking at it, wouldn't let you opt out of anything, and you go, well, there's a million places, you know, Bed Bath & Beyond, Crate and Barrel, you know, I can go to a million places and buy what I need that I don't have to go to Wayfair to buy. So, you know, we have choice. Amy.
So to sum it up, it's just a personal choice if you want that cookie or not. You don't always just say, no, I don't want your cookies, because I tend to do that. I just go, no, thanks.
It is a personal choice, and I can't imagine why we would want cookies.
Okay.
Here's the thing. How many people, raise your hand just next to your face here, use network TV and not cable or satellite? Is there anybody who has a TV that just does CBS, NBC, ABC, PBS? I don't know. What else is there on regular network TV? No one. No one. Why? Well, for one thing, cable, when we have a choice, do we choose the programs that don't have ads? Why did TiVo get created? We can fast forward past ads, right? I mean, we hate ads. So yeah, I can't imagine why someone would knowingly choose to allow the cookies.
Okay.
Now some cookies are useful in terms of, you know, that weird sensation where you're shopping for a pair of tennis shoes and now all of a sudden every ad you see everywhere is about tennis shoes?
Yeah.
That's cookies. That's cookies. So when you're shopping for, I'll give you a perfect example. I was shopping for pet insurance for my new dog. And so I knew the minute I clicked on something to say, give me a quote, my inbox was going to be filled with pet insurance, which I was fine with because I really wanted to see what other options were out there. And it saved me all the work of having to go dig around to, you know, search for it. It just automatically came to my inbox. And then if I even look at the website, then oftentimes it would just show up in my email of like, hey, you looked for a quote here, you didn't pick anything yet, come on back. So I knew I didn't have to save any of those because they were going to pop right back up in my email. And once I make my choice, then I am going to unsubscribe and give everybody a chance to do the right thing. If that pops back in my inbox, then I block them and report spam. So I do choose to be a good human first and say unsubscribe. Now don't send me anything else. And then if you do, then I'm going to block you and report spam, which is not good for that business. But I asked nicely first. Medina.
I want to see your new puppy.
Oh, you didn't see it yet. She's sleeping. She'll be in, I'm sure. I'll get her before class is over.
Okay.
She looks a lot like Squirt. All right, so let's go back to Martin figured out the Wi-Fi calling thing, right?
We're
We
okay
talked
now.
about location with that. All right. I wanted to I think what we're going to do is bop back and forth because I have 2 pages. Yes, on paper with a pen.
Yay.
Of life hacks for Android and for Apple. So rather than boring either one set of you to death, what we're going to do is bop back and forth between the two. Most of these were very specific to the type of phone, and I will be sending you links. I had so much fun looking at these questions because there are things that I use that I do all the time, and it didn't occur to me until last week when somebody at my volunteer job said, I tried to get into WhatsApp and it was telling me it was outdated. What does that mean? And I went, oh, really? You don't know what that means? Okay, we have a lot of work to do. Give me your phone. I wasn't even gonna like try and teach her in the moment. I said, just give me your phone. And I went to her apps and it was a Apple phone. And no, I'm sorry, it was Android because I went to her Google Play Store, went to her account and looked at, she had 20 apps that were out of date. And it's like, okay, click, boom. And so because they were so out of date, because she doesn't have it on automatic update, it was going to take a while. In the time that I was trying to explain to her what it was doing, it hadn't even finished the update on one app, and there were 20. So she said, well, what do I do next? Is this solved now? And I said, no, next time you see me, I said, let your phone go do its thing. Next time you see me, we'll set it up on automatic update. But it occurs to me that because I'm with you all every week and you all are so smart, that other people in the world don't operate like this. So I thought it would be really fun just to talk about things that are like, oh, yeah, I do this all the time. I didn't realize this was an efficiency thing. I thought this was just life with a phone. So one thing I learned, Android folks, I'm going to start with the Android folks. Phone app on Windows. If you have a PC and an Android phone, you can install a phone app on your PC. Why would you want to do that? First, let's talk about how. You're going to go to your settings, and then you're going to go to phone settings, and you're going to go add a phone. This is on your PC, on your computer, not on your phone, on your computer. And then you add your phone, the phone that you're, this one, the one you got in your hand all the time. And then all of the features that you use on your phone are available on your PC. Now, why is this an Android specific thing? Because Apple people already have this. So all of you smart Apple people who have an Apple phone, a MacBook, an iPad, this exists for you because you work within the Apple operating system. It all is seamless. Android people, particularly people who have like a Samsung phone or a Motorola phone or I don't know, what other kind of phones are there these days? Somebody who has a different Android phone don't realize that your computer and your phone and maybe your tablet can also operate on the same system. And it is the Google system because Android phones all operate with a Google operating system. But so that means you have to have a Google account, which means that you can also have the same seamlessness. So if I go to a website here, it's the same on my Google Pixel tablet. If I install the app, the phone app on my computer, it then becomes that same thing. So kind of fun and kind of cool. I haven't played with it yet. I'm going to play with it. If it intrigues you, I suggest you play with it and see how it works. All right. Text replacements. Let's pull up.
Betsy,
Yeah.
one quick question. I'm a half and half.
You know.
I know. So what does that mean? That doesn't work. Obviously. So
So
'cause
you're
I have an iPhone, but I have a PC because at work I need the PC. So my computer's always been PC because it connected, I did the same thing at work. It was familiar to me. But I've always had an Apple phone for the beginning practically. So this doesn't
would-
work. And I'm going to be getting a new computer and I'm like, do I go Apple or do I, I'm
Yeah.
figuring this
That's
out.
a good question.
So-
I think I would use
And I use Google. I mean, I have a Google,
mhm.
So I'm
But you-
confused here. PC,
That's your laptop. Your
Right.
laptop is a PC.
and she's saying her PC doesn't go with her iPhone?
Right,
it's-
because PCs work on the Windows operating system.
And they're way less expensive.
iPhones, go ahead, Joyce.
They're way less expensive. I think.
PCs.
Aren't they? They are, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So say that again, PCs work with,
Windows operating system.
okay, which is not Apple's.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Apple is Apple.
It used to
Okay.
be they were really separate. Now they've, it's so much easier because you can, they work together a lot
Yes.
now. So that's my
Okay, this is
computer.
interesting. Yeah.
I would think, I would
Would I care?
honestly,
Mhm.
because you've been using the laptop for work and you need
No.
for a very specific reason, then what I would do is I would use Safari on my laptop for connecting with everything with the phone.
See, I use Google because I have it downloaded. So on my phone, I use Google.
Oh, okay. Okay, well never mind. Use
Right.
Google then.
Yeah,
Use
that's what I
Google.
mean. I use
Yeah.
Google for almost everything. And
Yeah.
but
Then- Then if
Okay.
you've got Google on your phone,
yeah.
yes, that works perfectly and it is seamless that way. Is that
Okay.
Denise there? Yeah. Hi, Denise.
Okay.
I think,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt. I think Terry wanted me to make a quick announcement about next Tuesday at the Joy Center. Everybody is super encouraged to come. It's going to be, the Plantation Key Community Center, Monroe County, are officially, they want to officially welcome us. And we're going to have some food and we're going to have some entertainment. Bobby Buns is going to entertain ukulele class demos. And so, it's going to be a great event. And part of it is to attract new people, more awareness of the Joy Center. So please come.
Time and place.
Thank you, Denise.
Wait, Denise, get back
Yeah,
here.
what time?
Time and
11
place.
to 2, 11 to 2. And it has been in the newsletter. Maria's been,
Yeah,
posting
email.
the invite. There was a great article in the Keys Weekly
Yeah.
that Eva Merkel wrote. And maybe there'll be a surprise visit by our other founder.
And where's the place? Give us the place.
Martin, what was your question?
It's at the-
Where's the place? Where's
at
the
the
At
place?
Joy
Joy
Center.
Oh, okay.
You're out of
Just
town.
double check.
No, he's back.
No, he's in Key Largo.
Okay, Martin, you got to come
No.
down and see our little clubhouse.
I'll
So
be there.
I need to say something because I can't even begin to tell you all how happy this makes me, because Terry and Denise, myself, and a handful of other people, we all met in Denise's kitchen
2016,
2017, and came up with the concept of the Joy Center. We have been working on this because our initial idea was that, well, of course the county should have this fabulous, dynamic, wonderful place for people to continue to grow and learn and be well, and they fought us every step of the way. No, we don't need that. We're already doing something good. And they weren't
we're
doing
just
something
giving food. That's all we
great.
need to do.
Yeah, that's all.
Frozen
They
food.
were taking the low road and the minimalist, and we went, okay, fine, we're just going to keep going with this. And we met with the commissioners. We met with David Rice, who was commissioner at the time. We met with him again in 2021, maybe.
Kevin Wilson, head of facilities. Yeah,
You thought we were going away, and we're not going away, and you need to pay attention to us. And the culmination of, one, being where the Joy Center is now, which is on county property, and two, because we initially saw that courthouse as, yes, this is what should happen, and we drove that. The Joy Center and the board, which has been many people over time, have driven that. Hang on, Martin. Hang on, I see your hand. And the fact that the county is finally saying, yes, you're right. Our seniors deserve great things. It's just like, oh, yay. It's about
And there's
time.
more room here. There's more room to expand, but the powers that be have to know that we need more space. It's important. Yes.
And the number of people that show up in the building, like, I love that you all are here. I love this class, and I love that we can do this remotely. Showing up in that building reiterates to the county that seniors matter, because they can't see what's happening here in this class. The remote stuff, it's great, especially for people who can't get to the Joy Center. But being at the Joy Center lets the county know, yes, you matter. It's like a vote, you know, you matter. Seniors matter. Show up and get other people and bring folks there, because then it can keep expanding. What if we had Joy 5 times a week?
Oh, amazing. What a unique idea.
Funded by the county. Oh. All right, Martin, question.
Yeah, I want to just get this address straight. You're talking about 53 High Point Road, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, Plantation.
The old
Key.
The
courthouse.
old county courthouse.
Okay, just as long as I have 53 High Point Road. That's
Yep, on Plantation Key.
Okay, good enough. Thank you.
Yep,
And
absolutely.
one more plug, Betsy talked about many people through the years who have worked hard to help bring this about, you know, board members, volunteers. We are looking for new board members. We are on the cusp of really just exploding, and there are a lot of you out there that have a lot of great skills, and we need you. So contact me, contact Maria if you would be interested. It's a hands-on board. You just don't come and sit there once a month. It's a hands-on board. But lots of good
And
stuff.
this is its permanent home, right?
Doing
Joy's
great
permanent
things.
home.
Thank you for the
Amber.
commercial.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really, yeah. Unless some billionaire comes along like Elon Musk
Okay.
and buys some great property and builds us a custom-built Joy Center.
Okay, but
our
this is a
permanent
permanent home.
And
Great.
it's also
Oh,
great, Amy,
nice.
because it is the county. And
Yeah.
so, you know, it validates us on a
Yep.
much higher level that the county, you know, thinks this is important. We do not
Yep.
pay rent here, but in
Wow.
exchange for no rent, we provide 2 days of activities, of course, through the Joy Center. So that's
It's
a win.
wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Love you guys.
That's on-
Bye.
That's on the 4th,
Love
right?
you. Thank you.
4th of February.
Martin's wondering if it's,
And
Uh,
Apple Hack, do you all
yes, Martin,
What?
the 4th.
do you,
Okay, thank you.
Do you
Sorry.
all know, and it is in, Martin, read your emails. Maria
Yeah.
has sent out 2 things about it already
Okay.
with all of the information with
another
a
one?
schedule of
You-
what's happening.
So you need a body count. All right.
Make sure
got
you're
it.
getting the Joy emails.
Yep. Okay. Good. I still write things down.
Okay. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah. I hear you.
Can
Yep,
you
yes,
all
we
hear
can.
me clearly? Okay.
Yes.
All right, we're going to move on because we took a lot of time with that commercial. It was valid and worthy, but we're going to move on. So, with Apple people, create text replacements. Does everybody know how to do that? Anybody know how to do that? Okay. So, when you are typing something, for instance, let's just talk about text, Apple to Apple text, and you're typing things like on the way home, or see you soon, or call me later, or whatever. You find you use the same phrases often. You can change text replacement on your keyboard. So, and I'm operating in the dark here because I don't have an iPhone, so I'm not looking at it, but I'll tell you the path and then you tell me how it works. Oh, Joy says no. No what?
Well, I said I couldn't, you
hear me?
broke in and out. Now you're in.
Yeah, it's kind of
I'm
choppy.
in. Okay. Wi-Fi here. All right, so on an iPhone, go to settings, go to general, go to keyboard, go to text replacement. Am I still in and out?
Settings, general,
Keyboard, text
keyboard.
replacement.
Oh, text replacement, okay.
Where is that?
I'm gonna
Oh.
type it.
Okay, I found it.
Found it?
I have OMW on my way.
Me too.
Okay.
Oh, text
Good.
replacement.
And
Yeah,
then text
That's what it's
Yeah.
showing.
yeah.
replacement. Okay, so I just I put the path in the chat. Settings, general, keyboard, text replacement.
Right.
So what you do, there's a it says there's a plus icon
Yeah.
somewhere
Yeah.
on that screen.
Yes.
Somebody
you're
who's there,
frozen.
follow with me.
Right.
You're
Yeah.
frozen,
Bettina?
Betsy.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
So tap the icon at the top to enter a phrase and then a shortcut. Then anytime you type the shortcut, such as OTW, which would the full phrase will say, because you changed it, and this is kind of jokey, but I'm on the way home, leave me alone. And that
Okay.
keyboard's text preview. So any love you to the moon and back, or, whatever phrases that you find you're having to type out in full force and you're having to deal with a shortened phrase or something that's not quite saying what you want to say, you can go in there and you can do a text replacement so that can say exactly what you want to say as a shortcut. All right, make sense?
Mhm.
Settings, general, keyboard, text replacement, hit the plus sign. Okay. On to Android. Quick settings on your phones. Linda.
Just going to say that this is all well and good that this is here, but I notice that when I'm typing, I get a lot of words that are added in for me that are not on this list. So whether it's AI or whoever, we get a lot of that doing this
So
anyway.
we've been getting that for a while. You're absolutely right. But for me, when I'm going to type something, for instance, if I go to I'm going to just do Terry because she texted me a minute ago. So if I start to type, I'm on the way, what happens is this is a Google phone, I say often, and it comes up, I'm on the way, but they come up one at a time. If you do it on an iPhone as a phrase, oh good, Carlene. If you do it as a phrase, then it will come up as the entire phrase versus having to go each single word. It's going to come up, I'm on the way. Leave me alone. Does that make sense? Oh, I must be frozen because Linda's frozen. I'm frozen. Ah, of course, right when we're getting to some good tips. Well, there's nothing I can do to change it. It looks like I've got good internet.
You're good.
It looks. I'm good. Everybody else is frozen. Linnell, so you can hear me.
Yeah,
I
I
can
hear
hear
you. I
We
hear
can
you.
hear
Okay.
you.
Okay. Okay. Because y'all are frozen to me, so it must be just my problem. All right. Moving on to, that was text replacements. Now we'll do Android quick settings on your phones. When you do you're on your screen and you do the pull down and you get to your quick settings here, right? Let's see. Android people. I can't see their faces. Oh, Amy disappeared. Who else has an Android phone?
I'm here
There she is. She's frozen. You're here.
only for you.
So on Android phone, when you do the pull down to look at
We can't hear you. Oh, now we can.
quick settings without going to your full on settings, do you know what I'm talking about? Okay. Amy, on your settings, when you do
Yes.
your pull down to look at quick, unmute yourself. You're the only Android person. No, Carlene is Android too.
Okay.
Quick settings. Do you know that you can edit these?
My pull down, I don't do that. Maybe my phone's older than yours, but when I pull down from the top, this is what I get.
Show me again. You pulled it away too quick.
Okay, hang on. So if I just pull from the top,
Yep. Yep. So what you've got, those long white bars, those are your notifications.
yes.
But your quick settings are the stuff at the top of that.
Okay.
It looked like they had little red icons.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes. Okay. Gotcha.
Those are your quick settings.
Okay.
Yes. So
Okay. You're coming in and out. It's hard to understand you. Yeah, we can't hear you. Or at least
edit
I can't.
those.
Okay, want to say it one more time, please?
You don't have to accept what's there. So let me back. All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but it's coming in
Can
and
you?
out.
Okay.
Let's try it again.
Okay. So quick settings. I have 2 pages of quick settings. See, there's a little 2 dots at the bottom.
Okay.
2 little dots here.
Yes.
Can you see the 2 dots? That means that I've got 2 pages of quick settings. So there's my main page of quick settings, but over here, there's a little pencil, which means I can change what I choose. So if I tap that little pencil, see if I can do it backwards. Well, I can't. Then it gives me all of the quick settings. All of my choices. And so I look at those at the bottom, but I can put the ones I want just by pushing and holding and dragging. Could you hear all that?
No. Sorry.
Anybody? No, you can't hear me?
It's coming in and out.
Okay.
Maybe.
So tell me what you heard.
Well, let me get some water and put my head under it. Sorry.
That was good.
Thank you.
I heard it. Amy, I heard it.
I'm sorry.
Are you in danger of
that.
hurting yourself or others?
Okay.
Right. No. Can I go to my regular settings? It just seems like it would be easier.
No, that's the point.
Okay,
That's the point, Amy.
okay. Well, of course it is.
Quick settings are wonderful. Quick settings are wonderful because they give you an option of not having to go into your full-on settings where you have
Okay.
to then dig around for something.
So on these
As an
little,
example,
these little orange circles, you
Yep.
want me to play with
Yep.
one of those? Okay.
I want you to
Which
play
one
with
you want
all
me
of
to play
them.
with?
I want you to play with
Oh,
all of
okay.
them. So here's what we're talking about. The little orange circles that show up, you've just got one little line of them, right?
Yes, yes,
You have one little line. What happens
yes.
if you put your finger somewhere in there, but not on a circle and pull down? Would you see more of them?
I'm
I don't have a
scared.
Samsung, so I can't. Don't be for heaven's sakes. This is meant to be touched.
Okay. I'm sorry. So pull down, but not on the circles. Oh, yes. Woohoo. I got them
Yeah.
all. Yes. Thank you.
So there's your quick set.
Ah, it was worth
And
touching.
then there should be a pencil somewhere that allows you to say what shows up at the top of your quick set. It's
I
worth
see the
touching.
pencil.
If
I
you're
see
in
the
a new
pencil.
location and they have Wi-Fi and you want to connect to their Wi-Fi, then
I
you would
get it.
tap the internet setting. If that's something you use a lot, you would want that in the first place.
I get it.
Flashlight.
Thank you.
I
It's
keep-
wonderful.
I keep flashlight at the beginning. Flashlight is very helpful. But there are other ones that you could use. You could put, on mine, I could put my calculator at the top. If I used my calculator a lot, I can make it a TV remote. I can go to my data saver. I mean, I have like 20, 30 different quick settings that I can choose to be at the top that I see first. So that's really helpful.
Thank
Play
you.
with your quick settings. All right. Full page screenshots. Do my Apple people know that you can do full page screenshots?
Could you
Can
say
you
that
hear
again?
me?
Can you say that
You
again?
can't hear me? Adina,
You're coming in and out
Can
again.
you hear me?
Yeah. Can you say that again?
I said, I know. Yep. Do the Apple people know you can do full page screenshots?
I know how to do a screenshot, but I don't know what a full page screenshot is.
So screenshot, we tend to look at, and this is for Apple folks, when you go to a screenshot, you tend to look at, let's just say, let me pick one. All right. So here's a page on my phone, and it's millions of sign in with Google users warned of data theft vulnerabilities. So it's an article on Forbes. So I can do a screenshot, and you know how to do that. And all I'm going to capture is this, what I'm looking at right here. But with Apple, when you're taking a screenshot on your iPhone, a thumbnail appears at the bottom left for an annotation. Tap it to take a full screen. If you took the shot while using Safari browser, the web page that you're on extends past the size of the screen, and you can see that at the top, there's a tab that says full page. Tap it and a slider appears, and you can capture the entire web page. So now you're taking a screenshot, not of just this one little thing that's in your eyeballs, but you're taking a picture of the entire page. On Android phones, when I do a screenshot, I get an option for capture more. And if I tap on capture more, then it gives me the option to pull this down and do the whole page. This is on my Android. On an iPhone, it allows you to do full screen by tapping that little icon for annotation. So that's how you would do a full page screenshot.
I don't see a little,
I don't either. Yeah.
I've got the article up, okay?
Okay.
And I'm supposed to see something at the bottom of the article?
Okay, so first thing you're going to do is you're going to do a screenshot of it.
Okay, so how do you do that? I always end up turning off my phone when I try to do a screenshot.
It's
Yet.
every phone is different. Most phones these days, screenshots are power button and volume button at the same time. And you just got to learn that coordination, practice, and do them both at the same time. I use two hands to do it. I've got one thumb on my power button, one on my down volume, and I boop both at the same time, and I can see it's come up with the screenshot. And then
Mine
I
turns
tap
off.
on,
Joyce, it's
Oh,
on
it's
the
the top button.
iPhone, it's the
Yeah.
volume up button.
Right, the volume up button. I see it.
Oh.
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
And you just got to practice it. So then when you do that, Medina, when you do the screenshot, then it says there should be a thumbnail on the bottom left. So when I did it,
It just
there's
clicked.
there's my thumbnail.
Right?
So there's my
Oh,
small
yeah,
picture of my
right.
screenshot.
Yeah.
And you would tap on that small picture of the screenshot. And then it says, tap it to take the full screen. You should be able to do kind of the same thing that I'm doing, where I take it there. If I tap on it, it opens up how I can change this. I can modify it. I can change it. I can add to it. I can do all kinds of things. That's the annotation part. Play with it. Let me know how it goes. There
Right.
you go. I'll play with Scott's.
Okay. All
I
right.
don't see how I should.
It's right there.
I'd love to have this continued next week.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. And we got to go. It's
I got to
9:49.
run. Let's see.
Mark.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you very much.
We
I
will
gotta
continue.
go.
This will be the same theme because we only tapped on like 4 things. So
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank
Great
you.
class.
Thank
Bye.
thank you all.